Welcome back, everyone. Sorry it's been way too long since I did the last update or any videos of my aquaponics systems, but this one's going to be a bit of a review and a bit of an update of what has changed. Kind of a review as what I would do differently. Aquaponics has been a steep learning curve. I would have gone with I went with shallow beds, media beds and deep water culture bed, and I would have gone deeper had I been able to have the aquarium lower, so if I ever decide to drain the system for whatever reason, then I would definitely redesign it, build a custom base, put the aquarium nice down low, and then be able to get some deeper beds for the media and the deep water culture. This has just been a small thing. It's something that I've always planned to scale up. I just wanted to try and get the basics done if you've watched any of the other videos. As far as it goes, the fish I got were platies. They're supposed to be more prolific, so I was hoping that I could get more fish to increase stocking density faster, but unfortunately they have a really slow growth rate, so that hasn't really panned out. I probably should have gone with a different breed, maybe with goldfish or some other type of species, but I've got tons of fry right now that will help with that anyway. But as far as the grow bed setups go, I would definitely go with less beds, go with larger beds as opposed to more smaller beds like what I did, just because the bell siphons are really hard to balance out for multiple beds with a small size pump. I would have done one large media bed with this downstairs one, as well as one large deep water culture bed. It would have saved me on plumbing and supplies parts. I could have probably gone with maybe even a smaller pump than what I have now, and that's part of the reason why I removed the third media bed off of this lower system, because it was too hard to balance the bell siphons. Plus, removing the third bed off of this system helped with access to the tanks for getting the breeder tanks in and out and getting in new fish in and out, and overall servicing of the actual aquarium itself. As far as what I've changed, the fry are getting a lot bigger. I have had a few losses, the smallest ones, even though the freshwater tests I've done, everything tests great. I had one fish get dropsy, probably from quick water temp change to try and help another fish that was getting some white spots. And unfortunately, with what I read, there's nothing you can do once it's at that point, so she went into some ice water to end her suffering, and hopefully I don't run into that again. The only thing that I could have got around that with is if I had a pre-prepared, fully cycled hospital tank, which I'm going to look into getting something like that for not only dealing with sick fish, but also dealing with using it as an isolation tank for the new fish coming into the system, so I don't introduce anything into my tanks as it is. I still have a bit of an algae problem in the tanks. I finally did get some small bottom feeders. They're smaller than the last guys. I did have an issue. I got 3 little tiny placos for each tank. I had 2 that didn't make it in the upper tank, and I've just recently had one of the 3 in the downstairs tank, the big tank, that didn't make it. So otherwise everything is good. All the water qualities test out. Yes, there's algae in the tank, but that's really only increased since I started using the rock phosphate, which is trying to increase the tomato plant production, trying to get them the best they can. As far as the plants goes, they're doing great. The lettuce, the butterhead lettuce, has done the best. I've had to take some of it out because it's gone to seed, or it's starting to bolt. So My salad mixes that I planted haven't done as well. The tomatoes are growing like weeds, especially down here in this tank. They're going right to the ceiling again. There's a little bit of flowering, less fruiting. So I've got one down here that I might just take out completely because I haven't got barely any flowers or fruit off of it at all. The one in the back in the corner there, I have gotten some fruit off of. It has flowered, so it is trying, but I might try some different species next time just to see if that helps. One other update with this bigger downstairs system is I did finally install a light into the tank so that I could actually better see the fish, and put some plastic vegetation into the tank just to make it a little bit more hiding spots and whatnot for the fish, but nothing that's actually growing plants because I don't want to take away from the nutrients for the other plants that are growing in the system. But it was supposed to be a top mount light that goes over top of the aquarium, but I did mount it to the side. You can see it kind of off to the left there, and it's still works the same, lights up the tank. That way you can sit there and watch everything that's going on. So, and I did a similar thing to the upstairs tank, and I'll show you that here in a sec. So here's the upstairs tank, similar to downstairs. I finally got the light mounted. It's tucked up above the aquarium, so it's right up against the bottoms of the upper beds. So I switched out the incandescent lights in that fixture because they'll create a lot of heat, and swapped them out to some really low wattage LED, keep it all nice and cool. So, but it's got my basil's taking off. I've had a little more fruit coming off the one tomato plant in the back. It's tiny though, but the lettuce is, once again, the butterhead lettuce is just going crazy. Some of the one other piece of basil is going good. I planted some more strawberries. They're starting to sprout a little bit more, a little bit quicker than the last batch, so that's good. I've got plastic plants in the tank just to add some protection for the fish, but I don't want to actually put any real plants in there because I don't want to take away from the nutrients that I want for the rest of the plants that I'm trying to grow. So, but it's all working out really good. This tank is doing a lot better for as far as the algae. It's cleaning up a lot quicker, so that's good. And then yeah, there have been some setbacks overall, but things are moving in the right direction. Learning lots, trial and error, but it's been a very rewarding hobby, especially when you can make a sandwich with fresh lettuce and it's minus 30 Celsius outside. Hopefully this is a constructive video if you plan to start your own aquaponics system. Hope you found this interesting. Like and subscribe if you want to see more. Thanks for watching.